Hey everybody, welcome back to Pick of the Week. This time I'm featuring the third studio album by Young Fathers titled Cocoa Sugar on Ninja Tune from 2018. Okay, so this is a band that I first found out about because of viewers like you. You told me to check them out and I really enjoyed what they did. I tried to get White Men Are Black Men Too, their second album, but it was really hard to get in over here. It just was never available because it's an import and it just got kind of prohibitively expensive. And so when I heard this one was coming out, I was like, that's gonna be the next pick of the week. That's how I'm gonna showcase this band. And this was not a disappointment at all. I love a lot of what this album is. Now, if you're not familiar with this band, they are a trio out of Scotland and they are considered rap hip hop. Now, just those two things alone might make your head spin a little bit and you might have some kind of weird bagpipe inspired hip hop music, but that's not what you're gonna get on here. What you get on here, so much more than what they are on paper. And I think to describe them that way is really doing them a disservice. You really need to hear them to like really grasp what they're doing, because I think it is quite unique. I like the different voices, their perspective on things, and there's a lot of things going on. Layers and textures, beats and rhythms and flow quilted on top of each other. It just makes for this very beautifully crafted record that just rewards you with repeated listens. And I'll be the first to tell you, I don't quite understand exactly what they're talking about on this record. Even with the included lyric sheet, I had a hard time deciphering all of that, but I'm okay with that. I don't need to know exactly what they're trying to say. I think a lot of it comes through in their emotions and the delivery and the feeling of the music. Now, that being said, I don't like every song on here. Gotta be truthful with you guys. I think some of it I might grow to like over time, but on the first few passes, there are some songs that just don't, they don't resonate with me. But oh my gosh, the ones that do, I really, really enjoy. So with that, let's break this album down track by track. First up, we have See How, and it opens with these really infectious metallic stabs.
Someday I'll be a star that's shining bright in the sky. I'm giving up on the best.
This song is a great album opener. It hooked me in right away. I love the melody in the chorus and the way the rhythm just builds and builds until it crescendos into this choir section at the very end. So good. Track 2 is Fee Fi, and this one certainly takes the record for a darker turn. It has a lo-fi feel. And there's moments where one of the singers does this sort of high-pitched vocalization that really reminds me of Prince's alter ego Camille off of the Sign of the Times album. I'm curious to know if they were inspired by that or they came up with that on their own. Track 3 is In My View, and it's easily my favorite song off of here. The chorus melody is top-notch. The drums on here are especially great. I love the drum corps nature about them. Kind of gives this gravitas to the song. And then it just has this overall uplifting vibe, which really contrasts with the second song. Oh my gosh, I hope you guys enjoy it too.
In my view, nothing's ever given away. I believe to advance then you must be.
Up next we have Turn, and I have to admit that at first this was a little off-putting to me. It opens with this kind of distorted, disturbing vocalization at the top, voiceover that's repeated. But then I let myself warm up to this song. I actually had to play it a couple times, and now I enjoy sort of how it layers all these textures one on top of the other. It's one of those things that kind of starts from a little seed, and then it kind of loops and it loops and it loops, and each time it loops, it picks up things. It's almost like one of those snowballs tumbling down the mountain, right? By the end, it's just this big sound. But oh man, it's interesting how they do that. But man, it is really interesting to listen to, and this one especially. Check it out.
You set commands, you take your chance, but you are not special. Learn your lessons, no such things as blessings.
Track 5 is Lord, and overall it's got this real fuzzed out feel about it that I really like, but the piano on here is especially poignant. It really adds to the emotion that I feel when I hear them singing. I don't know how they do it. They have such a knack of conveying how they feel through music, especially voice, and in this case, the piano.
Too late, I won't see you later. If you fade, I'll fade. Fading together, love is blind.
And all of that really adds up to this song feeling so spontaneous and in the moment. I don't know how they do it, but for me, this is another winner.
If wishes were horses, then beggars would ride.
Rounding out side A, we have Tremolo, and this one is not one of my favorites, I gotta be honest. It's a bit repetitive to say the least. There is one bright spot towards the bridge of the song. There is some singing with the organ that's just, so lovely.
Just know it. Addicted to the light.
But then it goes right back into this very slow, methodical, sort of drawn out chanting. It leaves me wanting more. Anyway, guys, see what you think. Side B opens with the very intense wow. I love this song. It just gets under my skin, and it has this real great driving beat.
What a time to be alive. I'ma put myself first.
Honestly, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it reminds me a lot of what TV and the radio were doing back in '04. It sort of takes that idea and builds upon it and brings it up into the modern age. I really like this song. Check it out. Track 2 is Border Girl, and this one has this very curious 1-2-3 beat throughout that really carries this song. Check it out. So that kind of goes on through the whole song, and it kind of, to me, it has this kind of this dance that goes on in my head. It's like, right? And it gets under my skin a little bit. Lyrically, I feel like this has got some politicalness going on, sort of current events with a lot of the immigration and refugee kind of situation, but I don't entirely know if that's where they're coming at. That could just be my interpretation. It's kind of hard to decipher what specifically they're talking about. I'm curious if you guys have a better idea. Leave a comment down below, but in the meantime, check out this next sample. Track 3 is Holy Ghost, and this is another one of my favorite songs off of here. It's really stripped down. It's the most stripped down on this record. It's just real concentrated beats, and it's got some of the best rhythm and flows on the record. I love everything that they're doing on here, and to me, this most represents their hip hop roots. Like, I feel like it's the most pure in that sense. There's not a lot of other elements going on. And so it kind of stands out amongst the rest of the songs off this album.
I got the Holy Ghost fire in me. Dancing in hell. You can call it blasphemy. I got the Holy Ghost fire in me. You can tell your deity, I'm alright. Wake up in the bed, call me Jesus Christ.
Track 4 is Wire, and to be perfectly honest, I do not like this song. It is my least favorite off of here. It's just overall, it feels like a sped up Mortal Kombat song. I hate saying it in those terms, but that's what it is. It's nothing against them. It's just, you know, of all the songs, to me, this is their weakest. Thankfully, it doesn't last that long. If you guys like it or hate it or whatever, leave me a comment down below and let me know.
Oh yeah, fucker, I can love. Oh yeah, fucker, I can push.
Track 5 is Toy, and I don't hate this song, I don't love this song, it's okay, I think it's fun, it's got a really cool driving beat, but that's about it. This one is a song that could probably grow on me with time, so we'll see, but as of right now, it's just okay. See what you guys think.
Little toy. Lover, we had a flutter, now I'll make you shudder. I wonder if you ever think of me watching from the cupboard. You think I'm narcissistic, but if he's in the picture, then I'll just be in the kitchen making tea.
The album ends with the fantastic Picking You. Oh my goodness, it's really hard to describe what I like about this because it is so effortless, but man, I think it's just, it really feels like it's coming from the heart, and it feels like a funeral march. And I'm talking about like New Orleans style funeral march, right? And I think that has a lot to do with the heavy use of snare drum on here.
I'm picking you and you, cause it's all that seems to matter lately. All alone by yourself, what do you do? It's the closest thing to heaven made.
Hey, what you missing? Damnation.
This is one of those songs that it really bookends the album for me. It starts off with a bang and it ends with a bang, but it's not like intense, in your face bang, but just a real like emotional release, sort of like, it's a real opener. It makes you feel good, and it makes you sort of reminisce about good times, and I think that's what I really like about it.
Good man, strange, bad man, audience. I'm saying the good man, strange, bad man, audience.
All right, guys, let's talk about the packaging. So I love this cover. I love the attitude of the model with this pose. This hat is really interesting. And the colors are beautiful on here. The red and the blue with this overall kind of gradation of a teal to a gray. Right here you have not really a hype sticker, more of an identifier sticker, Young Father's Cocoa Sugar. And in really fine print it says download card inside, which was a lie, actually. I could not, for the life of me, find the download card. It could be still hidden. I really doubt it. Probably more likely it didn't get put in here, which is okay because honestly, I don't need the download card, if you know what I mean. Real quick, I just want to show you on the inside, it actually is printed black, which I like. And on the back there, very bold, very simplistic. I left the shrink on here, but it is a high gloss lamination, which I think is very sharp. It lends a lot to the overall packaging of this record, especially when you look at the lyric sheet. Now, the record came in this lyric sheet that doubles as the inner sleeve. This is very simplistic. There's actually no credits or thank yous or anything on here. It's just pure lyrics, and these lyrics are verbatim, even down to vocalizations, ahs and oohs. Those are all notated on here. I'll show you guys the record real quick. Here it is on standard black vinyl. You get this giant A, and then you get a giant B with a little bit of legal down below. Overall, I like the simplicity of the packaging. It's sharp, it's glossy, it's to the point. Really good stuff. Well, that has been Cocoa Sugar by Young Fathers, and while I didn't like every song off of this album as a whole, I really enjoyed my experience with it. There are some standout tracks on here that will keep you coming back to listen to this album, and the more you hear it, the more you're gonna get out of it. So I encourage you guys to check it out on your own time, and be sure to check out some of their previous releases. I think you guys are gonna really enjoy this band, but I wanna know what you have to say. Be sure to leave me a comment down below. Until then, thank you so much for watching. I'm your Vinyl Geek, and I'll catch you on the flip side.